Hi Steve, can you share with us how global equities performed in the past interest rate cutting cycle, your view of this round and the outlook of global equities?
In terms of the interest rate environment, the data shows that rate cuts really don't provide consistent market outcomes in the short term. For example, within the first 3 months after the first interest rate cut. However, as your time horizon gets longer, the outcomes become a little more consistent. So for example, since 1957, there's been 16 times that we've had rate cut cycles. And the S&P 500 was higher in 12 of those cases, looking out 6 months or longer. And in 13 cases, looking out 12 months or longer. There were 3 negative 12-month periods, but those were always associated with recessions, either just before or concurrently. And this is not an environment that we believe we're in today. So looking 12 months out, I would say that having the rate cuts that we just went through puts a check mark in the slightly positive column for the outlook for equities.
Thanks, Steve. In this environment, how would you adjust the positions of a global equities strategy that meet our dynamic leaders criteria?
In terms of the positioning of the dynamic leaders strategy, we're going to be more focused around ensuring that the portfolio companies that we own continue to meet that dynamic leaders criteria relative to trying to manage it to any major macro or geopolitical event. The good news is that with our structural overweights to the consumer, to healthcare and technology, we're very well exposed to weather or prosper from any of the various scenarios that may come to pass. For example, if we happen to be in a weaker environment and we get more towards a recessionary environment, back in 2007 and 2001, healthcare was a solid outperformer, as was consumer discretionary. Tech lagged in the 2001 recession, but outperformed in the 2007 recession. But again, the important point to remember here is that over the last 20 years, all 3 of these sectors have outperformed, which is part of the reason that we have structural overweights there. Additionally, with insights from our multi-asset and risk management teams, we will of course continue to actively manage our exposures to ensure that we're positioned consistent with our highest conviction views. More specifically today, within our 3 largest sector overweights, again, that were consumer discretionary, healthcare, and technology, we're positioned very well in areas like e-commerce, within consumer discretionary, within technology, positioned very well within exposures that would benefit from the AI revolution. And within healthcare, some good examples is we're positioned very well in areas that will benefit from the growth in diabetes and obesity therapeutics. In conclusion, the dynamic leader strategy remains very consistently positioned in companies that we consider industry leaders, companies that are dominating an industry or an industry niche. These are companies as well that have very good tailwinds from a secular, stable, or cyclical growth perspective. And finally, these are companies with very strong profitability positions and very consistent history of various profitability metrics.